Okay, so it's day 3. Again, I'm starting my week a bit late, but I'm always talking about things getting in the way of training, and we just have to accept that, I think. So, you know, like the room where I do my resistance training is kind of being decorated at the moment, so I haven't had access, and you know, that's fine. But one thing that I won't let get in the way is the weather, pretty much, generally, unless it's really extreme ice. It's been raining for hours and we've actually got a storm coming. I don't know if you can see or tell how heavy this rain is, and it's windy as well, you can probably hear that. But it's never an excuse. And actually, going out in the rain is my favourite, and I do love it. I think, well, what's going to happen? You're going to get wet. So what? You know, someone, a wise person once said, we're not sugar and we're not salt. So, you know, what's going to happen? Just embrace it, just accept that you're going to get wet. And out we go, have a shower at home, dry off, and we're all good. So it's a cutback week, so I am just taking it really easy. I'm doing shorter mileage with the hope that next week I'll be in a good position to really push on and have a couple of good training weeks. So today's album is Blow by Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry. I said that slowly on purpose. I'd had this album on in the car the other day and thought I'd give it a try on a run. Very much the darker side of indie is how I'd describe this. Guitar driven, kind of pop rock, well not really pop, sort of indie rock. My only criticism really is that maybe because it's so driven by the guitars, that could have been mixed a little bit differently to try and bring that out and maybe bury the vocal a little bit more. Speaking of the vocal, clearly inspired by the likes of, let's say, Ian Curtis, Lloyd Cole maybe. So yeah, it's that kind of understated, kind of dark indie, and I like it. You know, some quite powerful drumming in there, keeps you going. Does require a couple of listens perhaps to get used to it. So yeah, it's a pretty good album, it's worth a listen. Blow by Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry. I said it a bit quicker that time. So I've decided that I'm gonna book a warm-up event. There's one quite close where I live. You can look for events on these websites like letsdothis.com, runningcalendar.co.uk, run through, find a race. This one I actually found on englandathletics.org. It's not too far from where I live, so I think I'm going to sign up and do this one. I'm not going to race it, just to kind of jog around, but just to kind of get used to what happens on race day. It's a little while since I've taken part in one, a bit of a warm-up, a chance to try out my kit, my gels and everything else like that. So if you're in a position to try out an event before your big event, it probably is a good idea just to get you used to what happens. It doesn't have to be a half marathon or the same distance you're running. It could be a 5k, 10k. You could even go and watch an event. Okay, I've got to the end of my run and I've got a twinge in my right glute. It feels like a bit of a bad one if I'm honest. Now I hope it's not piriformis syndrome making a comeback. I've had it before, not nice. It took a long time to recover from. It may well be because I'm using new shoes. I've been wearing these Adidas super shoes which are not stable. Well, they do feel stable, but it's not a stability shoe, it's very neutral. That could be a factor in it, so it's something I'll have to monitor now. Okay, since I'm looking at a local half marathon event in the coming days, and that will kick off my normal training as that resumes after this cutback week, I thought I'd try out some of my kit. Now really the reason that I'm looking to take part in a local half marathon is actually to do that, is to try out my kit and my routine. ahead of the Great North Run, which I always recommend as a good idea. But since about this morning, I thought I'd kind of do a mini version of that and just try out some of the kit that I'll be wearing, including my super shoes, which have been in a box under the bed for a while. So I thought I'd get them out, see if they've got life in them, helping me to decide which kit I'm going to be using in this race, which would then inform what happens when the Great North Run comes along. So I've had a cutback week, so I should be ready for a nice big run now. I'm back in Newcastle upon Tyne, which I'm really excited about, at the end of Hadrian's Wall, so here we go again. So I'm about to run quite a decent chunk of the Hadrian's Wall route, mostly along the River Tyne. So really looking forward to this, feeling fresh, ready to go. Great to be running in Newcastle upon Tyne, a couple of famous bridges around here. So of course, there we have it, the famous Tyne Bridge, complete with Great North Run signage on it, ready for us to cross it in just a few weeks' time. So it's day 7, which brings this week to the end, but really it feels like the start of a week because I've had a cutback week. But today I kicked off with the big miles. So I ran the first leg of the Hadrian's Wall route from Wallsend in Newcastle to Hadrian on the Wall. Some of the most brutal hills ever right at the end. So I've run 16.5 miles actually, which is longer than I have been running. And I feel like it's really, you kind of finished me off actually. It was very, very hard work. Got lost a couple of times, so it probably could have been slightly shorter. But yeah, glad I did it. Got to the end now. It's unbelievably thirsty, so I bought all the drinks, which I'll make short work of, obviously being sensible, thinking about hyponatremia and not drinking too much too quickly. But it's a good sense of achievement, but my legs are absolutely buzzing now. I feel like they've got electric currents running through them. But that's good. Yeah, it's good training, trying to be positive about it. So that brings this week to an end, but the start of the hard work. I've actually got a half marathon the day after tomorrow. Definitely going to be jogging that one. But anyway, yeah, I'm going for it now with the training. Let's see where it takes us. So I've got loads more videos like this on all aspects of running, health, fitness. So you're more than welcome to subscribe to the channel if you feel like it.